Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're glad to have you. While we let everyone trickle in, we will go ahead and go over a few housekeeping items before we get started. My name's Kayla. I'm here representing the Acelab team, and we have Alex here from Pool and Spa Enclosures. So before I pass it over to Alex, just want to show where we run really quickly, where you can learn more about Pool and Spa Enclosures on Acelab. So in just a moment, you should be able to see my screen. Um, all right. So, at any time you're looking to do a little bit of research or product material research and you're looking for a specific manufacturer, you can use the search bar here at the top of the screen and search for any manufacturer. In this case, we're looking at Pool and Spa Enclosures. So once you're on their page, you'll be able to get some basic information about where they're located, shipping, all that good stuff. You also have Alex's contact information right here for you to get in touch with him if you'd like. We have video, we have all of their products for you to explore as well with all of the details. So you can click into any of these pages to get more information on specific products. You can also save it to your firm library if you'd like to have that for future reference and future projects. So definitely check out their page when you have the chance. There's a lot of really great information here for you to explore. A lot of great photos and as well as link to their website and all that good stuff. So I will drop a link in the chat for you to reference. Couple other things to make note of. We will be doing a poll during the webinar today. So um, I want to make sure I emphasize that that poll is optional. You know, if you're not interested in getting any follow-up information, all you need to do is just click the X on that little box that pops up. However, if you are interested in getting any kind of information from Alex and his team after today's webinar, you can fill out that poll and we will send you an email. You'll see that email comes from a no reply Acelab email address. If you'd like, you can still just reply to that email to get in touch with Alex and his team. Um, or you can log into your Acelab account and you can respond to any conversations there as well. So we definitely encourage you to respond there with any other specific questions that you have for their team. Um, and then we will also be doing Q&A today as well. So if any point during the presentation you have any specific questions, feel free to drop that in the Q&A box. You'll see that button at the bottom of your screen as well. We will get to those questions at the end. And lastly, we will do a post-webinar survey. So after the webinar ends, you'll see that come up. So any specific feedback that you may have, we'd love to hear that there. So we appreciate your participation. And that's everything I have. So I'll go ahead and pass over to you, Alex.
Terrific. Thanks, Kayla.
Yes.
All right. Uh,
I can see your screen just as it was before, so you're all set.
all right. Terrific. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'll say good day because we've probably got multiple time zones here. I'm at in New Jersey, East Coast. So again, my name's Alex Stonkus. I'm CEO of Pool and Spa Enclosures. We offer, as a simple name and I identifies or comes out as retractable, although we can do fixed pool, spa, and patio enclosures. From a standpoint, let's see, we're not moving here. The idea here is to give you an agenda, and then once we get the layout here, I'm going to get more specific in all these particular categories, but I'll give you a company overview. Then we're going to get into our particular enclosures, how they operate, the benefits, give you some models, examples, applications, and get into code compliance, some what I'll call project specifics, and then, as Kayla said, we'll get into some Q&A. We're part of, we've been now manufacturing since 1995, operating here in New Jersey for the last 17 years. We are one of the largest, most recognized names in the world. We produced over 6,000 enclosures last year, I'm sorry. With that said, we're manufacturing about 125 enclosures a week. With that, we have enclosures in every state, including Hawaii as well as Alaska. So from that standpoint, as we said, we're recognized as one of the largest, most dominant enclosure companies in the world. With that, our client base, I mean, everything from homeowners, and these are things certainly as architects look at and say, well, where are the applications? Where can we use our particular enclosures? Whether it's individual homeowners, certainly pool builders, landscape architects, restaurants, hotels, general contractors, pool supply companies and the like, commercial. So as you see, there's a wide, what I'll call vast a way that people look at our particular enclosures and identify where they can be used, how they can be used. We do a lot, as we'll get into this, we do a lot of custom stuff as well. The retractable enclosure, as the name says, is exactly that. It is retractable. Although, as I mentioned before, we can do fixed enclosures. We've done those over, let's call them hotels where they want to have an atrium up top but don't want it moved. So yes, we can do fixed enclosures, but predominantly people look to us for what is retractable. Nice weather, open them up. Inclement weather, keep them closed. As you see in the top right there, that particular enclosure is closed. And then the bottom picture where the arrow shows, certainly it can be opened up. We do our systems manually, although that's predominantly the way customers will use us in our enclosures. Although we do have a motorized, we have a couple of different ways. One is a solar-powered remote control system. And the other way is with more in the commercial applications would be a electric system. So again, but our systems are very simple to go ahead and open and close, whether it's residential or commercial applications. I just want to show you kind of quick video that'll talk through some benefits for you.
Welcome to our first educational video in a series on retractable pool, spa, and patio enclosures. Today, we'll take you on an exciting journey through the world of enclosures and show you why they're the perfect addition to your outdoor oasis. Yes, you can swim all year. We Pool and Spa Enclosures are headquartered in Monroe Township, New Jersey. Our passion for providing top-notch enclosures has led us to produce over 6,000 enclosures per year. That's about 125 enclosures every week. Our reach extends from coast to coast and around the world, making us your go-to experts for pool, spa, and patio enclosures. We have the knowledge and experience to provide the best product at a competitive price. We have done retractable roofs over restaurants, utility water holding tanks, dog runs, turtle habitats, and thousands of pools. If you can dream it, let us help you design and build it. Choosing the right enclosure for your pool, spa, or patio is crucial to make the most out of your outdoor space. Let's explore some of the benefits of our enclosures. First and foremost, embrace the joy of using your pool, spa, or patio area all year round, regardless of the weather outside. Remain shielded from the unpredictable elements Mother Nature throws our way. Be it scorching sun, heavy rain, strong winds, or even snowfall, your pool, spa, or patio area remains a comfortable haven for you and your loved ones. Did you know that enclosures contribute to improved energy efficiency and cost savings? Our enclosures harness the power of the sun through the greenhouse effect of polycarbonate that significantly reduce heating costs. Plus, the enclosure helps reduce the disparity between the pool water and outside air temperature, which results in decreased evaporation. Evaporation is the largest driver of heat loss in pools. Speaking of cost savings, an enclosure will significantly reduce the amount of chemicals needed to properly balance your water. By keeping leaves and debris, acid rain, and other unwanted intrusions out, the need for chemicals is drastically reduced. When the ultraviolet rays of the sun hit your pool, fluorine is released as gas into the atmosphere. Amazingly, you can experience a 90% loss in chlorination in your pool on a bright sunny day in just a couple of hours. By reducing UV light, you reduce chlorine loss. Leaves, Debris and dirt can often ruin the pristine beauty of your pool or patio. But fear not. With an enclosure, your outdoor sanctuary stays clean and protected, saving you time and effort on maintenance. We offer a revolutionary triple flapping system between segments to help prevent intrusion of unwanted debris. An enclosure can act as a protective barrier, ensuring the safety of children and pets around the pool area. Our enclosures are fully lockable, so you can rest easy when there are younger children around. It also deters unwanted visitors, adding an extra layer of security to your property. Safety matters, and so does your skin. We use polycarbonate in our enclosures that offers UV protection, shielding you and your family from harmful sun rays while you enjoy your time outdoors under our retractable enclosures. And there you have it. Retractable pool, spa, and patio enclosures offer a wide array of benefits, from protecting you from the elements, reducing maintenance, to extending your swimming and outdoor living season. With pool and spa enclosures, you get top quality products, unmatched expertise, and outstanding service, ensuring your outdoor space becomes your favorite retreat all year long. If you're ready to elevate your outdoor experience, contact us at Pool and Spa Enclosures today. Remember, with the right enclosure, the possibilities for outdoor fun are endless. Welcome to
All right. I'll kind of drill down into some of those other benefits of the enclosures in a little bit. Excuse me. But as I mentioned, the enclosure being retractable, it is from a standpoint, we have what we call segments. These segments in this particular drawing is 5 different segments. As you can see there, each one is a little bit lower or a little bit higher, depending on the direction you look at. So what happens is the enclosure itself, we have what are pin locks, where you see the arrows. Those will stop the segments from sliding right to left, and then there's L brackets underneath the track itself that would stop the uplift. So from that standpoint, those pins need to be released, and ultimately then the segments could be slid, whether you want to slide them all to the right, all to the left, or as you see in the bottom of that particular enclosure, you've got segments that are slid both directions there. So again, it is manual. We do offer motorized solutions as well. This will give you an idea of a particular enclosure. Again, they're fully lockable, they're secure. So this is a 4-year-old child that is opening up the enclosure, just to show you how simple our enclosures are able to open up. You can see from a standpoint, this particular enclosure is 9.5 feet high, about 25 feet wide. You've got a 4-year-old that is now being able to open up the enclosure, again, all by himself, from a standpoint of just making sure that from a design standpoint, all the enclosure segments, which way the direction. So you have various ways that we can go ahead and open and close the enclosure. So again, this is nothing more than to show you how simple it is for a 4-year-old, whether he's considered Superman or Superboy. It is that simple to go ahead and open up our enclosures. All right, so now again, we get into kind of the benefits of our enclosures, which would be a lot of people, certainly as the world is aging, we get a lot of our customers who are looking for whether they want to swim all year or keep all the leaves and debris out of the pool, get that greenhouse effect, chemical usage, and so lots of benefits that we'll kind of tweak into here. But now keep in mind, a lot of people, and we're talking about pool enclosures, but there's lots of other applications that we'll go through for a little bit about our enclosures. But a lot of whether we have a lot of swim schools, for instance, whether it's in Utah or up in Buffalo, New York, and all over the country that use our enclosures to teach 365 days a year if they'd like, in clement weather. what do? You open them up in nice weather, inclement weather, keep it closed. So again, having the ability to swim all year is a tremendous benefit for our enclosures that people look to go ahead and most parts of the country, again, depending on where you are, but here we are in May, so you got a lot of pool openings starting typically around that Memorial Day and going through Labor Day. So it takes away the thought that somebody says, well, I'm going to use my pool. Again, depending, there are parts of the country you can swim throughout the entire year, but you do have colder nights, and that's where our enclosures would certainly aid in that benefit. From a standpoint, as we indicated, that polycarbonate is going to warm up that water. And you see kind of the chart here that we've got a lot of customers. I'll give you an example. We have one of our employees has a pool here in New Jersey. Well, he's got a 20 by 40 pool with an enclosure over it. He does not have a heater. His pool water now, without a heater, sitting in New Jersey, is 87 degrees. So to give you an idea of that greenhouse effect of warming it up and significantly reducing what is the cost of utilizing or heating the pool is a tremendous benefit with our enclosures. Now, the chemicals, we have customers that are reporting 60, 70, 80% reduction in chemicals. Again, you're not fighting the acid rain, the leaves and debris that are getting in, the sun that is burning your chlorine. So there's a significantly reduction of chemicals that are being used as well. The enclosures are all fully lockable. So from that standpoint, and same thing, whether you have a door or a window, they're all fully lockable. This way you can control access. We have a lot of Airbnbs or Verbos throughout the United States that have our enclosures. That what do? That gives them the benefit to saying, hey, come to my Airbnb in off season. Well, because I've got an indoor pool in nice weather and inclement weather, I can go ahead and open it up throughout the year, depending on the weather conditions. So certainly allows them to go ahead and market that verbal Airbnb and the like to go ahead and be able to utilize that rental space throughout the entire year. The enclosure, as I mentioned, it's like that polycarbonate is going to create that UV protection. So it's like having not only protecting the pool water from underneath, but you as well as underneath. It's like wearing 80 sunscreen, so to speak. So great protection for people who are worried about the sun as well. Maintenance, well, everybody knows about having a pool. You get a guy that's out there cleaning a pool today, and you got a storm that comes by at nighttime, and you're back to waiting 2 weeks to the pool person comes again to clean the pool, or you got to clean it. The beautiful thing with our enclosures is you saw how simple it was to open and close the enclosure. So therefore, like my enclosure, I keep closed every night. I don't want to wake up in the morning, find out that a storm came through and all the leaves and debris are in the pool. And, this way I can just go ahead and we can open it up and enjoy the pool at any point. So maintenance is, again, significantly reduced. From a enclosure model standpoint, on the pool enclosures, we've got low height ones, medium, and high enclosures. And they're going to have different meanings to different people. As you see there, the low height ones, we've got 11 different models, 4 different models on the medium, and the high enclosures, basically 8 base models there. We offer the spa enclosures as well as swim spa enclosures, patio enclosures. We'll get through those as well. We do them whether they can be freestanding. And size-wise, we're generally getting up to about 50 feet wide. The length never matters. It's always the width. Although on our commercial applications, we can do them 60, 70, 80 feet wide, again, depending on what are the required loads, meaning the wind load and snow loads that would be required. So we do offer, and we'll get into different options as far as the models. We do combinations, we do atypicals, we can do tunnels, so various applications that we can do with our enclosures. Here's a low height enclosures from this particular standpoint. We've got the reason that somebody's going with a low height typically is they don't want to block the view. Let's say they got a mountains or they got the lakes or scenery that they don't want to block. Then certainly a low height one is a great option for them. We do that quite often over what I'll call the lap pools. So that's an excellent choice for over lap pools as well. Most of our low height ones, with the exception of the Terra model, you can still get underneath, as you see in the upper corner there with the Elegant model. You can get in there through a lateral door, standing up, kind of scooch down and find yourself swimming, exercise, get out. And then the Terra model, as I mentioned, you cannot swim under. That's really just a cover for your pool itself. Then we get into the low height enclosures. Let's see here. Now, the medium ones are exactly that. What do? They want to have some entertainment space inside, but don't want to get too high. Medium heights are going to generally, again, they're going to get between 5 and 7.5 feet high is typical for a medium height enclosure. So from that medium height, again, it's going to give you that ability where it's more in the central area of the enclosure that you can go ahead and move around freely, whether you want some chairs, table there. You want to be able to swim, exercise, get out, dry off comfortably before you go back inside. So great option for people as medium heights as well. Then we get into our high enclosures. Those high enclosures are exactly that, where they want to be able to walk around freely throughout the pool area, whether they have a slide that they want to get up and utilize throughout the year. They want to be able to run around the enclosure on all 4 sides, so to speak, to go ahead and have that ability to enjoy that space throughout the entire year with a high height enclosure. Then we get into combinations. Combinations, exactly that is, there are one or multiple different models that we can kind of piece together in order to satisfy somebody's need that they're trying to accomplish with an enclosure. Just like you see in the bottom left there, where we've got a high height Laguna model that is over a wider section, and then over the narrower section, they wanted to drop that down in order to go ahead and utilize that ability to go ahead and still swim under there. So you have a combination there. You can have in the top right, you can see a lap pool. That's an 80-foot lap pool. So what they wanted was some entertainment space to get in, disrobe in the off season, get in their lap pool, do their, in a sense, their laps, and get out, dry off before they go inside. So various options for the combination ones. Then we get into atypical. Atypical is ones that might be on a different level or different parallel lines. So as you see, the one in the bottom left, they've got a raised deck there. So we've got that Imperial model, and they have the ability to go ahead and utilize that space, slide everything towards us, where the enclosure then is completely free and not over the pool, so that they could utilize the pool at any point then. In the center there is that Imperial model. They've got a little dark to see there, but there's a pool inside, and that face is up on retaining walls on both sides and drops down, versus the 2 Laguna models you see on the right side that gives the ability to have what is a different elevation, well, designs as far as angles and things like that we can do. And keep in mind, our enclosures being retractable, they need to run in parallel lines though. Then we get into the spa programs. Well, the spa program We have some set sizes on the top right there that you see with the Spa Dome Orlando. It's a very popular model of people who have a, a 6 person spa. They can get in. We can do them over swim spas. The Sun House, again, is very popular for folks that want to have some extra entertainment space in there. We have folks who say, no, just want to be able to have a low height one, cover my spa, like you see the Universe model there. The Imperia model attached to the side of a spa that gives them the ability to open that up and utilize that swim spa throughout the year. The Oasis and Corso are meant to have the ability, whether you want to lean to the side of a home with the Corso model or the Oasis, which actually butts to a side of a home so that somebody could theoretically open a door, walk right out, right into their enclosure then. With our patio enclosures, very popular is the style model that you see right there in the center. It's more of a curved shape versus the Corso model, Corso Premium. Corso Premium gives you more of that angle there. That's going to give you a better upright wall at the end there. So again, whether it's used for a restaurant or a hotel or an entertainment area, we have folks that will just use them for entertainment space to get in, whether they got a dinner party and they have that tables and everything set outside, but all of a sudden they get into some inclement weather or starts raining or drizzling, windy, they can just close it up and still enjoy that space that they have there as well. Then we get into what I'll call structures that kind of meet the design that people are looking for. These quite often they want to walk out of their home into a enclosure. Top left there, they've got a tunnel. It gives them the capability to walk directly out of the house into the main enclosure. We can go ahead and there's the center one where you see with the step tunnel, that's a 3 foot elevation drop from what is the house down to the pool level. So inside there is a ramp that gives them the capability of opening that and getting down into the enclosure. We can do them where they can butt to, like you see in the bottom left-hand side, where the Laguna with the ceiling profile, that actually is butting to what is a pool house. Nice weather, they're going to just go ahead and release that segment next to the pool house and push it completely away to the opposite way to enjoy that open air swimming like you see as well in the Omega that's there in the center bottom picture as well. We have different doors as well as windows, but here what you see is typically we're going to do a sliding door. It's, as you see, there's no sill on the bottom to step over. So whether you want to go ahead and slide that door, the doors are typically 3 to 4 foot wide. Height is going to be dependent on what is the enclosure size, but typically we're around a 6-8 foot door, regular standard door that you get in. We have hinge doors based on the area. As you see there with the Corso Premium, there was not enough space to have a sliding door, so we put together a hinge door. We have a lateral door, which you see there in the top with the Laguna. That lateral door is a door that's on the side of the enclosure that gives somebody a better access versus one in the face or the gable end. That lateral door, again, will slide open where they can go ahead and get in and out. For our commercial applications, we offer a panic door that you will typically see in restaurants or malls and the like there. We have double sliding doors as well as screen doors. We also offer accordion doors. Like you'll see on the bottom there, under the Omega is a accordion door. The size is really relevant to what is the gable end or face that we have to work with there. And then on the bottom right, we have a lift-up gate is another example of what we can do. Reason that somebody would use a lift-up gate, let's say that they've got a handrail or a ladder or a diving board, and they want to clear all that and push everything, meaning the segments, all to the opposite end. So that certainly would come into play for that standpoint. All right, that's kind of the residential side. On the commercial side, I mean, we've done everything from bars to restaurants to hotels to turtle habitats, to dog runs, to conservatories. For instance, the Spa de Orlando, we just had Merck and Company, the pharmaceutical company, just bought, I think it was 5 of them. They just put on their campus for their employees to go ahead and utilize them as meeting rooms and just a place to get outside and kind of brainstorm, as they said. We've sold enclosures for our Navy ships to Google. Google bought 2 of our enclosures, cut the roof out of their Mountain View, California office, put our enclosure on top like an atrium. So the roof opens and closes for their employees. So lots of different commercial applications as well. You can do, possibilities, or as it says, endless. We do banquet halls where, the entire roof will open. So if somebody's booking a hotel, or I'm sorry, a venue for a wedding, well, the typical thing is, you know what, it's beautiful to have the roof open, but if it's raining, uh, it's going to stay closed, and the ceremony will go on. But it keeps them where it's nice, it's airy, it's open, it's lets a lot of light in. So lots of different, whether it's for a venue, for a commercial application, for a wedding, or in the top right, you're going to see that one's in Maine, over a retirement community. They've got our enclosure there where they can go ahead and utilize the pool 365 days a year. So lots of benefits by offering that, and throughout various communities like that as well. We use the frame itself is aluminum, so that, and we powder coat it. We powder coat that. We've got various colors. We've got a white, an anthracite, which is a charcoal, a silver, and an antique brown. The tracks themselves are anodized. You can get that in a silver or a bronze anodized. And then we used, as I mentioned, the polycarbonate. Polycarbonate by enclosure will be specific to that. Meaning there are certain enclosures that we have to fit with certain polycarbonate choices, but in general, we've got whether it's a transparent, clear as glass polycarbonate, or it could be a translucent, which would be obscured, like you see in the twin wall. That is whether it's let's say a 10 millimeter, it's a twin wall, which means it's got that air pocket in the middle. By having that air pocket in the middle, it's like having a double pane window. It's just going to give them a better thermal efficiency, which is that retention of heat. Then you've got, and that's about a 15% better thermal efficiency than what is the compact, the 4 millimeter solid polycarbonate. For the polycarbonate, whether it's clear as glass or it's a translucent smoked, we offer an emboss where you cannot see in or out of, but that's just with our spa program. And then we also have smoked polycarbonate. So again, the price would be changed or altered, so to speak, based on what polycarbonate choices that somebody is looking for. And as far as code compliance, I mean, at the end of the day, it really comes down to the town. Even in New Jersey, as an example, as I said, we have enclosures in all 50 states. But even in New Jersey, some towns say, boy, they're beautiful, but no permit is needed. And other towns, well, we'd like you to apply for a permit. So it's considered, the enclosure, again, is considered a temporary structure, which really is an accessory structure. So therefore, kind of towns will look at it as different avenues with regards to whether a permit is needed. We do engineer our enclosures, as I said, to sustain required wind and snow loads. So we've got numerous, as you see here, certifications for our enclosures as well. The design of them We want to know, and we don't sell anything, we want to know where the enclosure is going to go. This way, we're going to design, because we have different profile sizes that we use in order to sustain required wind and snow loads, which means this: if you have a particular enclosure, desire that, let's say it's 15 feet wide versus one that's 35 feet wide, we're going to use different profile sizes in order to span that free-spanning distance to sustain whatever required wind and snow loads are needed. So again, we look at that. We do static calculations, a little shot of that up top, which is going to show what is the joint stress points and so on all of our in particular enclosures. We use an outside engineering firm, but we can get signed and sealed drawings if required for all 50 states. So that is not a problem there. And then we do what are called static calculations, which are, again, it's about a 20-page report that gives the full engineering on the particular enclosures that we manufacture. Regarding warranty, we got a great warranty. What that means is the polycarbonate we guarantee for 10 years that it's not going to white and yellow discolor. The arches or the frames, the profiles we guarantee, because we powder coat those, we guarantee them for 5 years that they're not going to peel, chip, discolor. The integrity of the enclosure we guarantee for 7 years. And then on the locks and the stoppers and things like that, there's a 3-year guarantee on those from a standpoint. Various projects. So, if keep in mind, we can be on existing pools, spas, patios, restaurants, hotels, and the like, or it can be new construction. So either way, we're here to go ahead and help you design that layout. With that said, the project, what we look like, we look at, if it's a pool as an example, what is the area that we have to cover? What is the pool size? What is the deck size? And then, we identify what is the enclosure model, whether it's a low height one, a medium, a high enclosure, whether it's going to retract all to one side or be split in the middle. Then we go ahead and we'll do what's called a design drawing, as you see in there in the top right-hand corner. That will lay out the enclosure based on what are the parameters of the area that we are enclosing. And then from that standpoint, get into once that's done and approved, we send that sales order that's signed off along with the design drawing via DocuSign. And at that point, then we go to manufacture. And then we deliver. We do install throughout the country. So if that's something that is needed. It's interesting. Half of our enclosures, if the maximum height is 7.5 feet high, we can manufacture the enclosure and ship it fully built. So we do have lots of customers who actually do their install as well. And it's about a 15-minute video that talks you through an entire pool enclosure install. That is a great resource for them as well. The installation process, if we're doing the install, we build it in the factory, bend it, cut all the polycarbonate, and then first thing we do is you would go ahead and install the tracks. Now our tracks are only a 1/2 inch high. They're slip resistant, very comfortable to walk on. So as you saw in the earlier video where that 4-year-old child was walking all over our tracks, same thing. They're kind of equated to kind of saddled, like going in between a bathroom, master bedroom to a bathroom. It's only about a 1/2 inch high. They're slip resistant, as I said, and comfortable to walk on. So we manufacture, if we're building it on site, because it's over 7.5 feet high, we'll build it there one section at a time, flip it over, put on it, and once the segments are on, we'll put on what is on number 5. We'll put on that center face. And then at that point, the enclosure is complete and got a beautiful enclosure. This particular install that you're seeing took about 3 days to go ahead and erect that enclosure on site. Now, again, we're here. I can't stress enough. We're here, whether we got the experience, we got the sales team, design. We do our own drawings. We've got thousands of photos on our website. We can do CAD drawings for you, PDFs, help you lay it out, give you technical specifications. As I said, the static calculations, the engineering. So I can't stress enough that we are here to help, not only help you through the process of understanding our enclosures, but also designing them. And we get calls every day, every week that says, "Hey, how about this? Can you do one here? Can you do one like this?" If anybody in the world can do it, that I want to say it's us. From a standpoint of laying it out and designing it, we get involved in some pretty interesting projects, both residential and on the commercial side. All right, I was shooting for 40 minutes. I think I nailed that, and I'd love to hear if there's any questions out there.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Alex. That was very
My pleasure.
thorough. What was that?
I say my pleasure.
Oh, awesome. Yes. Well, let's go ahead and jump into some questions then. All right. So first we have somebody's just asking if they could have a copy of the PowerPoint presentation. Was that something you're able to share with folks?
I'm sorry, with what?
They'd like a copy of the slides from today.
Sure, sure. Go ahead and get me their contact information. Be happy to send it to them.
Yes, we'll do. Absolutely, we will. Awesome. Perfect. Moving on then. Next, we have how are the closures maintained? For example, how easy are the enclosures kept free of pollen or other pollutants?
Yep. So from a stat, like I live out in the middle of the woods, and once a year after all the pollen's down, and this year has been pretty bad, at least where I am. And so what I'll do is I'll power wash. I'll power wash the enclosure, and my enclosure is now 16, 15, just almost 16 years old. And, it looks as good as pretty much as the day I got it. And again, it's if you get bird droppings on there, typically you hose them off, or the rain comes and takes them away. Um, so yeah, so your maintenance is, people I've had in the past where people say, "Well, can I get a maintenance contract?" And I said, "Well, if I gave you a maintenance contract, I'd be stealing your money because, the only times that we get calls back, or if a tree falls on it, well, you get a 100-foot tree fall on that, it's going to crush, your house or your car and everything else. But at the end of it, from a maintenance standpoint, it's a lot of this is common sense, which means when you're mowing your grass, as an example, with a pool enclosure, don't blow the clippings into the track. You either bag them or blow them the other way. When you're all done, just like I'll get done mowing my yard, and I'll just blow down the tracks. So it's that simple. It's, just the simple maintenance is you can hose it off, you can power wash it off. You do not want to use a squeegee or anything on the polycarbonate. But from a standpoint, polycarbonate does not spot like you see like glass would spot. From a standpoint, if it rains, that rain will clear off a lot of that pollen and a lot of that dirt and all that. And as I said, if need be, hose it off or power wash it, and it'll look beautiful for years to come.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Next we have, can the tracks be recessed? Recessed. Can you elaborate or show maybe an example or detail of that?
Yep, so absolutely. The tracks can be recessed. The tracks, as I said, are only a half-inch high. They're slip resistant. They're comfortable to walk on. Now, keep in mind though, if you do recess the tracks, they're going to be below grade. So if they're below grade, that means all the water and the leaves and the debris and everything else is going into your tracks, as well as on the back, I'm sorry, the ends of your tracks you'd have to have open. So you have it open one of two ways. Either it's the end of, let's say, the deck, and then it's open and it's the water's then escaping onto the grass or mulch or rocks or whatever you got at the end there. Or, we have people who will recess them, and then at the end of the tracks on all four sides, let's say if it's a pool, or two sides, if it's a lean-to for a restaurant or whatnot, they'll just have they'll have a spot where they'll just kind of put a little well there, where the water would then reach down at the end of the tracks on both ends, and the water can escape into kind of a little pit that they got going there. So yeah, you can, but I'd say from that standpoint, 99% of our customers just don't, recess the tracks, because if it's existing construction or existing pool or deck, then sitting right on the tracks, again, they're only a half-inch high. So
Gotcha. Awesome. All right. Next we have, do you have Miami-Dade approval?
we, I'm assuming that's for state of Florida. Um, we We have enclosures in Florida, and we do static calculations, which typically we're hitting 100, maybe 160 mile an hour. So while we don't have Miami-Dade approval, we do have engineering, and our enclosures have gotten approved from getting those signed and sealed drawings in various, parts of Florida as needed as well then.
Perfect. All right. And somebody's asking if there's any issues with the racking of the system as one slides the frames.
The answer is no. Our enclosures are designed for one person to open up from one side. Obviously, it's one person, you're going to be on one side, but it's designed for one person to, and that comes into play with having what is our profiles, our sizes, and the way we engineer our enclosures. So just as you saw that video in the beginning of that particular enclosure was 25 feet wide, and 4-year-old, 45-year-old child is opening it up. So no, our enclosures do not rack, and our enclosures where they cannot be opened, and likewise, they're meant for one person to go ahead and open them up by themselves.
Perfect. Yes, that's great. Thank you. All right. And next I have, can this be used to enclose a space on top of a garage?
Yeah, as long as, and that comes in a same concept. We have people or whether people are using them for a banquet hall or a conservatory, it's the same concept. So yeah, no, absolutely. As long as there is a structurally sound support that the enclosure can be sitting on, then absolutely it can be used on whether it's a restaurant, a hotel, a banquet hall, or a garage, or a conservatory. You go on our website, and you'll see them up on 3-story, 4th story of a house up on a conservatory that's sitting up there. So yeah, no, absolutely can be used for over a garage application, whether it's fixed or retractable.
Mhm. Amazing. All right. Well, I think in that case, that is our last question right now. Um, so folks, I mean, if you have any other questions, feel free to, put that in the survey as well. We'll get you in touch with Alex and his team. But Alex, did you have any final comments or notes you'd like to make before we wrap it up today?
Yeah, again, I just can't emphasize enough that we are here to support you. We are here to give you some beautiful applications for your projects. If you can, I can say almost if you can think it, we can do it. But the big thing is, take a look at our website. You'll see thousands of photos, watch our other videos, talk, give us a call if there's any questions or any applications or any thoughts or, again, we're here to be very supportive and let's do some business together.
Yes, definitely. Awesome. Well, thank you again so much, Alex, for your time today. And folks, if you filled out the poll response, look out in your inbox for an email from Acelab connecting you with Alex, and you're welcome to continue the conversation there. So yes, thank you everyone for joining, and we hope you all have a great day.
All right, thank you.